As rockhounds, geologists, petrologists, earth scientists, or just plain rock collectors, and whether we consider ourselves creationists or evolutionists at heart, I think that we are all here on YouTube trying our best to figure this stuff out. That is why we watch videos, and that is also why we post them. Whether we care to admit it or not, our particular hobby and passion as it relates to rocks and earth science has brought us right up to the doorstep of other deeper questions about time and eternity. I want to read to you a few short lines from the Bible about a man named Job. Long story short, Job was going through a terrible time in his life. Sickness, the death of most of his family, and the destruction of his livelihood and health and wealth, all at the same time. As we so often tend to do, he and his friends were all trying to pinpoint reasons of why this might be going on. Much of the rather long book of Job consists of this discussion. In chapter 38, God speaks to Job out of a storm and, without really giving any answers, puts the long argument to rest. I will read you chapter 38, verses 1 to 11. I am quoting from the New International Version. Job chapter 38. Then the Lord spoke to Job out of the storm. He said, "Who is this that obscures my plans with words without knowledge? Brace yourself like a man. I will question you, and you shall answer me. Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? Tell me if you understand. Who marked off its dimensions? Surely you know. Who stretched a measuring line across it? On what were its footings set? Or who laid its cornerstone, while the morning stars sang together and all the angels shouted for joy? Who shut up the sea behind doors, when it burst forth from the womb, when I made the clouds its garment and wrapped it in thick darkness, when I fixed limits for it and set its doors and bars in place, when I said, 'This far you may come and no farther. Here is where your proud waves halt.'" I think the study of rocks and minerals and the sciences of geology and petrology are utterly fascinating, and that's why I keep coming around, and I imagine that's why if you're listening to this, that's probably why you're here too. On a more immediate note, we want to learn what a given rock might be called and why. How do we classify the rocks we find, and why are they classified as they are? And on a somewhat deeper level, we also want to know the origins of what we are looking at. This second question is probably the more contentious of the two ongoing threads in our conversations as earth scientists and rockhounds alike. This is where I draw a parallel with the conversation between Job and his friends and trying to figure out why things were the way they were. What I always keep at the forefront of my mind when I have conversations with people about, for example, the earth being created by God in 6 literal days about 6,000 years ago, or whether he brought it about and continues to bring it about through many long and ongoing processes, or even whether it is all coincidental and resulting from random events in the universe. None of us were there. And so even if we feel 100% sure that we have it all figured out, let's remain humble and eager to learn as rockhounds, as earth scientists, as petrologists, as geologists, here on our rock and mineral YouTube channels, and just in life generally. To the contrary, we may find ourselves one day with God speaking to us from the storm. Thanks for listening. It's been a lot of fun sharing this with you. If you like this video, please let me know. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.